Hey, what's up, Danksters? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 7:10. It's Freaky Friday, guys, and we are getting spooky, spooky, spooky. We are looking at the top Halloween freakiest stories. Not like P. Diddy freaky. No. Freaky, like it's gonna, well, P. Diddy does scare me. So, no. P. Diddy coming at me with a bottle of baby oil scares the shit out of me. I'm going to be honest. But it's not Halloween, guys. Oh, the haunted house we're doing this year is going to be P. Diddy's house. You walk in and you immediately get sprayed down with baby oil, and it's the scariest thing you've ever had. They come at you with hard-boiled eggs, and you're like, no, I'm not ready. Oh, P. Diddy. Oh, man. All right, guys. So, yeah, we're looking at the freakiest, not the P. Diddy freaky, but like the Halloween, the scariest Reddit stories of all time, guys, for Halloween. We're talking haunted houses. We're talking creepy trick or treats. We're talking creepy Halloween parties, guys. All the things. No P. Diddy involved. We're going to get into that. We got the Wakey Bakey news. We got Today in History. We got all sorts of stuff happening, guys. We got a lot of stuff to get into. Was Pennywise the ultimate pusher man? Ooh. Hey, if you guys are watching based off of those shorts that we've been putting out, the Jason, the Pennywise, make sure you blow up those comments, let us know you're out there. Who knows? Maybe we'll send you something nice. You never know. You never know, guys. Just let us know you're out there. We're going to kick the tires and light the fires. I'm excited, guys. It is Friday. It's Friday. We're going to get into it, guys. A lot of stuff to talk about. Let's go ahead and do this thing, guys. We go live in 2. Let's do it.
It's 7:10 a.m.
Time to wakey and time for bakey.
Time to wakey and time for bakey.
Get ready for your host with more.
Get ready for your host with more.
Mr. Brian Brown.
Mr. Brian Brown.
It's 7:10 a.m.
It's 7:10 a.m.
Que la roja visuela y cuando le moviese ligado igualito que yuca. El pelo que tiene tan lindo, no venga a pensar que eso es una peluca. Tiene cotorra perico, yo tengo cotorra, tú tienes la cuca. Está claro en el ring, en el piso yo que
no critiques mi pelo, que la soy bueno, porque tú no quieres que de odio tú estás lleno. No critiques mi pelo.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, guys? What's the latest? What's the greatest? What's going on out there in the real world, guys? Let me know. Are you stopped pretending? It's time to stop pretending and time to get real. That's right. This is the real world, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's get into this, guys. It is Friday. It's Friday. Friday the 11th. Man, month is flying by already, guys. Holy shit. Oh man, life. Life is crazy the way it keeps going, guys. Oh man. What's everyone up to this weekend? It is Friday. We survived. We survived. We got a lot of stuff happening, guys. The weather outside is cooling down. Finally. Jeez Louise, guys. After, what is it, a whole freaking fall of 115, 120 degrees, we are finally starting to drop down, guys. So I think nationwide it's starting to drop down. If you're back east, you're already feeling it. But here on the West Coast, guys, on the West Coast, we are finally here in Arizona starting to feel a little break. It's supposed to only get cooler every day this next week, guys. So it's just the big decline. The big decline is happening. I'm happy, man. Those 120-degree days. Woo, when your socks are so hot in your shoes that you can feel the heat coming up from them. Oh, that's crazy. It's crazy, guys. Oh, man. A lot of stuff happening out there this weekend. Halloween season is starting to get kicked in full effect, guys. You got little parties going on this weekend. You got little outings for the kids. Go out there, do all your shopping, guys. Let's get those yards decorated. It's Halloween. It's a great. It's the most wonderful time of the year. That's right, guys. Killers and spooks and specters get celebrated, guys, on Halloween. No, we like the spooky. We like to have a little fun, guys. So Halloween is definitely our time of the year. But yeah, who's ready for it, man? It's coming. It's coming quick. Oh man, like a train. You ain't stopping it. I'm excited about it, guys. I always look forward to Halloween. I enjoy it. Spooky time. There's something about it. You know what really set it off for me? What I really like for Halloween, and I've told this story before, is when my dad took me and my friend Pat Olson to Patrick Olson took us to Phoenix for the regional RC races. Long time ago. I was just a kid, like 11, about 12 years old, something like that, and we went to a haunted house. My dad just saw it. It was like, hey, let's take the kids there. So we went, man, and it sparked that interest, man. I remember Jason following me. Okay, man, it's cool, you got me, good. And then he goes, okay, man, you got me. And I was trying to reason with Jason Voorhees at 13 years old, 12 years old, whatever it was. But that's what really sparked my interest in Halloween. And you guys know the Hollywood thing. I love monsters, movie monsters, Universal monsters, the whole thing, guys. So I really enjoy it. It's going to be a good Halloween, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good year, guys. Good year. It's going to be fun. COVID's over. This is the second year that we really out there being able to celebrate it the way we want to celebrate. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. Definitely going to be a good one, guys. Before we get too deep into this morning, let's go ahead and start off with a roll call this morning, guys. That's right. You want to get some shout outs? Hey, Brian, you Halloween fuck, go ahead and shout me out. Shout out Harvey Hooligans at Bullhead RC, guys. If you have an event, if you got something happening, guys, make sure you put it in the comments and we will shout you out. That's right. Big shout out to Nova Mike, Supernova Mike, and all the hardworking people out there, guys. If you're listening and you can't comment, you can't do the things, guys. You're out there working hard for the money, digging those ditches, planting those palm trees, serving those eggs, cooking those eggs, whatever you're doing right now. Give me a little smile because you are getting shouted out, guys. You don't even have to do nothing. Be like, man, I'm working hard for the money. and the Daily Dank is shouting me out. That's damn right. Damn right. That's true. All right, guys, blow up those comments. Let me know you're up in here. Thank you guys who can't comment, but let's do this thing. Roll call, baby.
Gangsters, it's 7:10 a.m. Rise and shine, it's time to slam, break the mold, rebel from the north. Gangsters unite, let's raise a storm. D-A-N-K, we're here to play, loud and proud, we won't obey. 7:10 a.m., we'll rock your day. Gangsters assemble, never fade.
All right, gangsters, let's assemble. Let's never fade away. Oh, I got the great singing voice this morning. The great singing voice this morning. We got Harvey Hooligans in the house. Drag racing test and tune in Rotary Park in Bullhead, 11 a.m. Bring them dragon oval cars. Yeah, man, I got to get me a dragster, an RC dragster, man. So I wouldn't, you know what, man? You know what? I'm kind of interested in that. I might have to look. Those drag races sound kind of fun. And, you're not in the car. I'll put a little camera in there. That could be fun. We might have to do that. And then Saturday racing with Bullhead RC, guys. Go check them out. Bullhead City. That's right. Good morning, Rosie Key. Good morning. How's everyone doing? We got Rosie Key, the lovely, the sweet, the kind Rosie Key. That's right, guys. And OG, the original Danksta. We got Fight for Freedom. Chantel starts the job today at noon. Nice. After all those hoops, I bet you that's going to feel good. That's going to feel good. Congratulations, Chantel. You deserve it. You deserve it. All right. Back to retro. Good morning, Biffs and Griffs. I like it. I like it, man. You know what? Back to retro, man. Sometime I was thinking about you the other night. Sometime we need to get you down here. I need to go to Texas. I need to move to Texas is what I need to do. But I need to get to Texas. But back to retro, I was thinking about something the other day, and Back to the Future 2. So in my mind, and you would have to be here to kind of know it, when Marty goes back and Biff owns the casino, it's really like the Riverside Resort and Casino in Laughlin, Nevada. The guy who opened it, Don Laughlin, is they basically named the town after him. Very similar story to Biff. Very similar story. And when you walk in the casino, there is a TV, and you press a button on a big box, and it will play the Don Laughlin story. 100%. And I used to hang out with some people that knew Don Laughlin's granddaughter, and they all lived in the casino. They lived up on the top floor. And once in a while, when I'd hang out up there, we would go up to the top of the casino. They had a trampoline up there. And but they had the suite, just like Biff, man. It's pretty crazy. And then we also have a thing called Biker Weekend, which is the Laughlin River Run. And this is what made me think of you. And Back to the Future is I used to have a friend whose roommate, or no, he was my roommate, but his parents came down. He was from Washington or somewhere, and he moved here. Parents had never been here, and they decided to come visit him. And it was River Run Weekend, Biker Weekend, and we're talking 50 to 100,000 bikes come into town for this weekend. Man, it's huge. It's huge, and at least it used to be. It used to be major, and it still kind of is. But I mean, it used to be like they had to shut the city down and wouldn't let people in or out because there were so many people in the town at one time. But yeah, so they come down and all they see is bikers everywhere. And they're like, where the hell did you move, Tommy? Oh my God. But it's really like at certain times, it's really like that Hill Valley when he comes in. And so if you're ever down here, Back to retro, I want to take you to the Riverside Casino and show you the real Biff Tannen. The real Biff Tannen. Harvey Hooligans, what's up? Rosie Key, we got Chantel. Oh man, Carolyn, how is it going? I saw you posted those. I saw on Facebook pictures of the Northern Lights, man. I did not know this yesterday, man, that I guess in Bullhead City, on the West Coast, Colorado, LA, we were able to see the northern lights. I thought it was just a cool sunset. But apparently, you could see the northern lights. I'm seeing a lot of cool pictures out there of it. So, man, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Thanks to everyone who's posting those pictures, man. It's on my bucket list, but I actually, I mean, those are the northern lights. Don't get me wrong, but my bucket list is actually like go to Alaska, go to Canada, and see like we're there just every night. But that was a pretty cool little sample. Pretty cool little sample. What else we got happening? April, good morning, April, the beautiful, the wonderful, my girlfriend, April. How's it going, guys? I got to give a shout out to April. I lost my mind a little bit last night trying to do some freaking paperwork. April stepped in, slapped me, said, Brian, you don't know how to do paperwork. I'll do it. Stepped in, so I appreciate her, guys. Big shout out to April this morning. Rosie Key, good morning, Rosie Key. How you doing? How you doing? Oh man, yeah, I'm telling you, back to retro Biff. It's the real Biff Tannen. His name was Mick Laughlin, and he changed it just to Laughlin. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should do a story on Don Laughlin sometime. Uh, be an interesting one. Irish immigrant, I think first generation American, comes to Laughlin, Nevada, opens a little casino slash restaurant, and next thing you know, he's a billionaire, man. He pretty much owned the city of Laughlin. Had his own brewing company. Great story about Don Laughlin. I like to tell is a man. I would say a man after my own heart. He always reminded me of a dude who sold his soul to the devil. Like he just looked like that kind of guy. But he had a fallout with the Budweiser company. In Nevada, I want to say it's Las Vegas is the distributor. He had some kind of falling out with the Budweiser in Vegas, and he kicked him out of the casino. Said, "I don't want your beer here. Get out." He was he went as far as to open his own brewing company and make Riverside Light. So if anyone asked for a Bud Light at the bar, they would serve him a Riverside Light instead. That was the directive. I actually worked at the casino for a little bit, so I can kind of speak on this a little bit. But yeah, how crazy is that? He's like, I don't want Budweiser in my casino. I'll make my own light beer. And it took him a good 40 years to get back in there, man. I think they're back in there now. It went as far as there was a time where if you walked in the casino with a Budweiser, security was directed to ask you to pour it out or leave. They really, I'm being dead serious. That's how I guess petty this dude was. I never heard the real story. I worked for Budweiser in California, and I kind of asked if anyone had known what had happened, and I never heard the story. Never heard the story of who pissed off Don Laughlin at Budweiser, but somebody did. And oh man, they paid for it for years. That's a big account too. Yeah, that had to suck. Had to suck. But yeah, man, Don Laughlin, kind of crazy. We start talking Don Laughlin this morning. Talk about Spooky Friday. Don Laughlin is the ultimate Spooky Friday. Ooh. All right, guys, let's get into some Wakey Bakey news this morning. Let's see what we got here. What's happening out there? I'm sure we got some more P. Diddy stuff to get into this morning. Oh, poor Diddy. Not poor Diddy, but my God, man. He just keeps getting hit. Just keeps getting hit with stuff. All right, guys, Wakey Bakey news. Just minutes after Hurricane Milton made landfall with 125 mile an hour winds in Siesta Key, Florida, Anderson Cooper suffered his own associated impact. Cooper was doing live stand-up for CNN in Bradenton, a few miles north of Siesta Key, when a piece of flying debris hit him directly in the face. I'm sorry, but it's kind of funny. Cooper, a consummate pro that he is, shouted out, "Whoa, That wasn't good. We'll probably go inside shortly. Before carrying on with his report, meanwhile, Taylor Swift has quietly made a $5 million donation to hurricane relief efforts in Florida as the state recovers from Hurricane Helene and Milton. The nonprofit Feeding America said the contribution will help communities rebuild and recover essential food, clean water supplies affected by these devastating storms. Swift is scheduled to play 3 shows in Miami starting October 18th as she resumes her Era tour. Oh man, that chick is always freaking always touring, man. Crazy. You know, how great would it be? I think they just figured out that she's like a billionaire. She's over a billionaire now. Like 20 times over. She's worth quite a bit of money. And I mean, wouldn't it be nice to have that kind of cash to where, like, okay, a hurricane hits, I'll throw him 10 million. I'll throw him 5 million. Because you think about it, you got a billion. 5 million would be like 5,000. It might take a little hit. You don't want to part with 5 grand, but it's not the end of the world. It's not, so that's what I would think. Like if you're a billionaire dropping, it'd be like dropping a few $100. You know what I mean? Like you're not really gonna feel it. You're not gonna see it, but you know what? You can make a good impact. Other people see it. Other people feel it. So good for Taylor Swift, man. Good for Taylor Swift. Thoughts and prayers for everyone out there, guys, who are affected by Milton. It was a bad one. Hopefully Pamela's good. Hopefully everyone's good, guys. Make sure you checking in with us. We want to know. We want to know. All right, guys. James Bond bosses are sifting through interesting ideas as they search someone to replace Daniel Craig. I thought they were talking. What's his name? Luther, the guy from Luther. The Dark Tower. Been in everything. I can't think of it. Elias. I can't think of his name. Ilibis, something. I thought it was that guy, but apparently not. Craig has stepped down from the franchise following the release of the 2020 film No Time to Die. Now, Jennifer Salke, a global head of Amazon MGM Studios, has given an update on the casting process. She said there are lots of ideas of potential actors that have popped up that I thought are interesting. There are a lot of different ways we can go. She recognizes Bond's fans are being patient and search continues, but also don't want to leave too much of a gap between 007 films. That's interesting. Who would you guys peg as the next James Bond? Ben Affleck. No, I don't know. Ben Affleck. He's gonna go after Diddy. He's gonna go after Diddy. Ruin his marriage, man. Ruin his marriage. Oh, guys. What is it? I was just looking at this. Hang on one second. Of course, I lost it. Up in Smoke 2 has been announced on Amazon, guys. That's right. Cheech and Chong are bringing the band back together, guys, for Up in Smoke 2. Amazon backed up that Brinks truck loaded with cash, and Cheech and Chong said, yes, please. And so I believe it's slated for sometime next year, guys. Up in Smoke 2, Cheech and Chong. That should be pretty interesting. Speaking of interesting, guys, Jeff Goldblum. Have I ever showed you my Jeff Goldblum impersonation? Jeff Goldblum has dismissed the idea of returning to Jurassic Park franchise. He played Dr. Ian Malcolm in the first 2 installments of the series, as well as legacy sequels Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and Dominion. Now, he says his time in the series is over. His time in the series is over. Probably. He told Total Film, I think Ian Malcolm may have ridden off into the sunset. Maybe. Even though Goldblum has seemingly parted ways with the series, he's excited to see the next entry in the franchise, Jurassic World Rebirth, which features Scarlett Johansson and his Wicked co-star Jonathan Bailey, which is scheduled for release in July. Should be pretty good. You can't go wrong with a Jurassic Park movie. Never. All right, guys. Al Pacino Ooh ah. That's my. Let's do my Al Pacino impersonation. Ooh ah, I'm the devil. Yeah. Ooh ah, Keanu Reeves, I'm the devil. Yeah. Ooh ah, I'm blind and I'm a trial guy. Ooh ah. Who do I trust? Me. That's who. Ooh ah. That's my that's my Al Pacino, guys. Al Pacino gave up booze and drugs after suffering terrible blackouts. The 84-year actor turned to alcohol and substance abuse while struggling to cope with his life in the spotlight. But he has been sober for decades. He said to people, I started to forget things about at a very young age. They called them blackouts, so I got nervous. Pacino added that he tried enrolling in Alcoholics Anonymous but didn't find the support system helpful, calling it a great place but wasn't for me. Pacino's new memoir, Sonny Boy, is to be released October 15th. I'm going to agree with them, man. I'm going to agree with them. I did NA when I was kicking methamphetamines a million years ago. I did a couple NA meetings and it just wasn't for me. Um, I just didn't like it. To me, it almost seems like you're replacing an addiction with an addiction. Some of those dudes get crazy about the NA stuff, and you see 100% they're getting addicted to it. And I don't know, man. When you get sober, you got to be ready. And if you're ready, you're ready. You know what I mean? Or if you're ready, spaghetti, you're ready, spaghetti. And that's how it was for me. I get it. It is good for people, man. Some people can work it. Some people it works for them. Me, I just didn't think it would. There's other ways to get sober, but man, no matter what, if you're struggling with drugs, alcohol, any kind of addiction, guys, we talk a lot of weed on the show, but if you're struggling, man, there are places you can reach out. NA is a great place. Find what works for you. If you're ready to kick some hard drugs, man, we got your back. Go, there are places you can go. It isn't going to be easy, but man. It's a lot better. A lot better. All right, what else we got? We got Kathy Bates not giving up, O's and pick all the credit for is not giving Ozempic all the credit for her hard work. Since beginning her weight loss journey in 2017 after being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. She has lost 100 pounds, but she's not chalking it all up to Ozempic. That's what I'm trying to say, Ozempic. When she revealed she lost 20 pounds on the drug, she shed 80 thanks to lifestyle changes and her diet. In interviews, she said she has to impress upon people out there that this was hard work for me, especially during the pandemic. It's hard to say you've had enough. She feels her diabetes diagnosis was a real wake-up call, reclaiming her self-esteem. Yeah, guys, I was pre-diabetic when I was 350 pounds. We talked about this. This was like 2018, 2017. I was 350 pounds. Unhappy, man. I was fat because I was miserable. I was miserable because I was fat. I had the gastric bypass done. It saved my life, man. If I'm being serious, there was no way I was gonna drop 200 pounds, man. No way I was gonna drop 150, 200 pounds without any kind of help, man. And but like Kathy Bates said, man, it jump started me, but that's all it did. Like the rest of it was 100% work, 100% willpower, 100% getting it done. Like it does help. Like those pills probably help, but man, there is work to get involved. It always bugged me when people say that weight loss surgery is the easy way out because it's not, man. I remember getting lifted off that gurney and my body felt like I was stabbed by a wooden shank 37 times in the stomach. And I remember I'm like, is it too late to change my mind? Oh my God. Oh, it was rough, man. And then, with my situation was, I used food to comfort myself. I had a hard time, with my weight, dealing with it. I was a single dad at that time. So, I was raising my kids, but I was a big guy, so it's nice to have the ladies look at you every once in a while. But when you're 350, it just doesn't happen, and you notice every time it doesn't happen. Thank God, now I got April, I got all the things, but there was a time that I didn't think I would ever have anything. I just thought I'm just a big guy now. That's just what I am. I'll just do big guy things, and it sucked, man. It sucked, but it was a lot of hard work. And you know what? Anyone can do it, guys. Anyone can do it. It's a lot of hard work if you just dedicated to it. There's support groups, again, everything. I would definitely find something. Like I said, I was when I got the surgery, it was a little hard because I was using food for comfort, and then I had to find other things. And then as we talked about drug addiction, that pops up, a whole bunch of stuff, guys. So just there's a lot to it. Do your thing out there, guys. Do your thing. Make yourself happy. Be happy with yourself, no matter what. If you're a big guy, big gal, whatever, who cares, man? If you're happy with you, that's all that matters. And that's going to show. I wasn't happy with me, and that ended up being my ultimate downfall. Not because I was a heavy guy, because I was just unhappy with me. That's pretty much what it was, guys. Pretty much what it was. All right, what do we got? We got Diggs. Hey, what's up, Diggs? How you doing? I'm just rambling about weight loss. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. We got Rosie K in the house. Rosie K. We got Harvey Hooligans. Let's see what else we got. Only British actors should play James Bond. That's not a bad idea. Was Daniel Craig? Yeah, Daniel Craig is European, isn't he? Happiness is homemade. Yes. All right, guys. All right. Charlie, how you doing? Hey, I do want to give a big shout out to Jeremy out there. Where's Lonnie at this morning? Lonnie up in here this morning? I want to give a big shout out to Jeremy, man. He's at the big concert. What the heck concert is that? Jeremy. He's watching Seven Dust right now. He is at, what is this concert called? Aftershock, guys. He's doing the whole weekend. This is like Metallica, Seven Dust. Who else? He's just posted an orgy. He's not at an orgy. There's the band orgy. Or maybe he's at an orgy. I don't know. But yeah, he's doing all the he's doing all the, it is an orgy. He's doing all the bands, guys. He's doing all the bands up there. So this is let's see. So you got today, or is this just for Thursday? This was just the Thursday show, guys. You have Ministry, Filter, Hawthorne Heights, Like a Storm, Pantera, Hellstorm, Cypress Hill, Seven Dust, Orgy, Tim Montana, Beach, New York City, Grandson, Drug Church, whole bunch. Biohazard. I haven't heard about them in a long time. Shit, Biohazard. What else we got? Man, it's just blowing up, guys. And there's so many stages. How many stages? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a festival, man. 6 stages going on. Woo! Hopefully you're having a good time. Hopefully you're having a good time, buddy. Have fun, Jeremy. Where's Lonnie at? We got to check in on Lonnie. Oh, big update. I don't see Eric up in here either. Big update, guys. I talked to Chris Zucchini yesterday. That's right. I talked to our buddy Chris Zucchini. He's doing good, guys. He is planning a trip coming down here to beautiful Bullhead City area. So we might do a meetup. And that way we can all, Dank Nation, we all meet up. It'd be fun. We got to start doing those more anyway, 100%. Maybe we do a meetup in October at the haunted house if anyone wants to meet up. Like I said, man, Dank Nation members are going to get in for free, guys. So make sure you hit me up about that. All right, what else we got cooking this morning? What else we got cooking? Music notes, guys. Taylor Swift. Her smash guitar sold for $6,500 on eBay after a Texas named man, Gary Estee, bought the signed guitar at a charity for $4,000. He went viral when he filmed taking a hammer to it. He later put it up for sale to further the benefit of the same kid's charity. He's just being an old cowboy. just being an old cowboy. Billy Idol, guys, it's a nice day for a white wedding. That's right, guys. Billy Idol is among the additional performers announced for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony on October 19th. Also added to the list of performers are Andrew Witt, Chad Smith, Jack Black, Jennifer Hudson, Kelly Clarkson, Maynard James Keenan, Robert Trillo, Steve Steffens, Tom Morello, Wolfgang Van Halen, and Zach Wilde. It will air live on Disney Plus. I didn't know that. Disney Plus is doing the Rock and Roll Hall of Fames. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Motley Crue, guys. When I get high on speed. Motley Crue made a grand entrance to their Monday show at LA's Trabatro Club in the back of the garbage truck. Video shows the group hopping out of the back of a vehicle flanked by assorted trash and being greeted by a crowd before heading into the 500 capacity club. It was the first of 3 shows in their Hollywood takeover, designed to get them back in touch with their LA club roots. That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool. You know what, man? I like it. They're a motley crew. They show up with the garbage, guys. I get it. I get it. I really like that they're going back to their roots as well, too. That's kind of cool. Ouch, but just a waste, though. Let's see here. There we go. All right, let's check this out, guys. So this is the Motley Crue entrance that we were just talking about. Let's check it out. And no sound or what? I love the way Tommy Lee rolls out with the garbage. Who is that weird blonde guy? Please don't tell me that. That looks like a pretty badass show. What did they say? 300 people in that small venue? That Nikki Six? The weird blonde guy, Nikki Six? Bum, 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 bum. That's kind of cool, man. I get it. Like, that actually looks like a pretty badass show, man. That looks like it'd be the way to go, man. Seeing Motley Crue in a small venue like that. Let's look up where's Nick Mars? Is Nick Mars? He's still alive. So is that Nikki Six with the weird fucking blonde hair? It looked like they were let's see, Nikki Six. Nikki Six. No, who is Nick Mars still with Motley Crue? Nick Mars still with Motley Crue. Because who was the weird blonde guy, man? That was weird. Let me see. Oh, in October 2022, Mars announced his retirement from touring with Motley Crue due to the worsened health issues. He said he would remain a member of the band and is open to recording new music or performing in residences that didn't require much travel. So, then in 2023, he did a lawsuit against Motley Crue, alleging the band was trying to force him out. He claimed his percentage of the band's profit was cut. He was removed from many of the band's corporations and LLC that Nikki Six gaslit him. The band's response was said Mars effectively resigned when he announced he was stopping touring. They said that Mars was underperforming at the 2022 tour, and he owed the band millions in advance that he didn't pay back. In January 2024, the judge ruled that Mars' lawsuit was moot. The judge said that the band turned over all the documents to Mars and that there was nothing more to do. John 5 replaced Mars for the band 2023 World Tour with Def Leppard. Who the fuck is John 5? Well, that's a bummer, man. Nick Mars was the weird guy, but I don't know, man. If you're a founding member of Motley Crue, oh yeah, so John 5 is the weird blonde guy. Is the weird. You know what? I got to show you guys this. 100%. He is the weird blonde guy. Let's see. Here we go. Boom. Yeah, 100% he was the weird blonde guy in that. Yep, he's the weird blonde guy, 100%. All right, that's a bummer, man. That's a bummer. Nick Mars was cool. Johnny 5 is the new, or John 5 is the new guitarist. Is he pretty good? I don't know, man. It seems like, I don't know. I get it because Nick Mars was always under health, right? Like he always had bad health. So, I mean, I kind of get it. He retired. Oh, I'll do this, but I won't do that. And they're like, no, dude, we're still touring. I don't know. It's hard, man. Hard. They've been in a band for 50 years together, damn near, man. Crazy. Crazy to think that. All right, guys, let's get into some other stuff here. Let's see. New movies this weekend, guys. Saturday night. The Saturday Night Live movie, guys. That's right. It's coming out this weekend, guys. A ferocious trope of young comedians change TVs. Here's what happened behind the scenes in a 90-minute leading to the up to the first broadcast of Saturday Night Live. It's gotten 79%. I don't know, man. It didn't look too good to me. But, if you're a Saturday Night Live fan, it might be the way to go. What else comes out this weekend? Oh, guys. Oh my. That's right, guys. What comes out this weekend? Terrifier 3. That's right, guys. Terrifier 3 is finally making its theatrical debut, guys. I'm so happy for the whole Terrifier crew. Damon Leone. I love, you know what, man? Such an inspiration, the director, man. Total indie filmmaker. And I love it, man. It's what I wanted to be. He's living the dream, man. He's living the dream. You make a cool indie film with like $5,000. All of a sudden you get $50,000 for your next one. They made out of about 50 grand, man. They had their theatrical release of Terrifier 2 last year. It was a small run. It was like a 3-week run in theaters, small theater run. I went and saw it at the Avi, and I immediately was like, wow, this is something special. This is something different. And to see him go from a $5,000 movie to he had to have at least 15 mil on this, 20 mil. They made a lot of money. They freaking spent like 100 grand last one and made like 16 million. So this one's going to be big, guys. I'm excited about it. I'm really excited, really happy for that crew, man. This is what indie filmmaking is all about, guys. 100% dream, man. It's 100% the dream. And he created a franchise. He created a franchise for it too, man. How awesome is that? Like the Kevin Smith of horror movies. He's a great guitar player, really. That's crazy. I did not know Johnny 5 or John 5. Yeah, no, he probably is. Like, it looked weird, man, that there was someone else other than Nick Mars in there. It just looked weird. All right, guys, so let's check out Terrifier. We got the trailer up, guys. We're going to check it out, guys. Who's up for a little spooky action? Ooh. Terrifier. And I love the way that it's a Christmas movie too. So he's like, hey, I finally get my theatrical debut for Terrifier. We're going to let it run all the way through Christmas. That's what an indie filmmaker does, man. He gets that money. Big shout out to those guys, man. I'm impressed.
You survived the most famous serial killer since Jack the Ripper. The 5-year anniversary is coming up. I think a lot of people would really like to hear from you after all this time. Want to know what it's like to be in the presence of that kind of evil. What goes through your brain when it's close enough to you. You feel his breath. I saw him today.
Who? How can you be sure it was really him?
I could feel it.
Who's this Santa? He's scaring my kid.
Yeah, he's scaring me too.
Hey, Santa's handing out presents!
Why would he come back here? Even if he was alive, which he isn't. Wouldn't you want to get as far away from here as possible, as far away from you?
We both know this isn't over.
Such a nicer on Elm Street vibe. I love it.
I have to go back to the Terrifier.
It's still buried there, isn't it?
It might be the only thing that could stop them.
Chris Jericho.
Looking forward to the best Christmas ever, filled with fun, smiles, and laughter.
Brilliant, guys. I'm telling you, man. Indies don't make it. Yes. Love it. Love it, guys. It debuts today. Down in theaters. I'd suggest go checking it out. Man, how cool is that? That looks pretty good. All right, guys. Santa's here, boys and girls. All right, guys. Let's get into a little something I like to call Today in History. Thank you, Chantel, keeping me on the right track. All right, guys. We are doomed to repeat the past. Or we're doomed to... Yeah, we're doomed to make the same mistakes of our past. We got to know the history so we don't make the same mistakes. I don't know what I'm trying to fucking say. I'm all thrown off this morning. All right, guys. If we don't know the past, we're doomed to repeat it. This is brought to you by the Healing Center, 1400 Needles Highway, Needles, California, guys. Go check it out. You want some scary? We just set up the lobby, guys, like we did last year. We got Pennywise up in there. We got Slasher, Ghostface up in there. Killer Clown from Outer Space is in there. We got Exorcist. We got Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We got all the things. Beetlejuice, greet you as you walk in. Go check it out, guys, and give the Daily Dank a shout out there. All right, guys, let's get into Today in History. In history, a journey through time where legends are born and secrets intertwine. Join us at 7:10 a.m. for all to see as we unravel the histories from our history. Bum, 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 bum. That's right, guys. Today in History brought to you by the Healing Center, 1400 Needles Highway, Needles, California. You want to make history? Go on down to the Healing Center and buy some weed, guys. You're going to make history by saving green on some green. You know, other dispensaries do gimmicks. Other dispensaries, we're giving away a limousine. We're giving away a yacht. Whatever. They're giving it away to their friends. Let's be honest. I've worked inside of these giveaways, guys. I've been the inside guy on these giveaways. And they never go to the person who actually wins it. It goes to the owners, or not the owner, the manager's friends, the person giving out the prize. It goes to their buddy's sister. Hey, see, my sister could really use a car. You're giving one away. Congratulations, you won. That's how it goes, guys. So don't fall for the gimmicks, guys. Don't fall for the gimmicks and the hype. Sure, it's fun for a minute, but it ain't gonna be you. I'm sorry. I hope it is. I hope it is. I hope everyone wins a limousine or a yacht or whatever it is. But in reality, I've been there, guys. Don't fall for the gimmicks. If you want good marijuana at a good price, that you're going to walk out happy, money in your pocket, happy people serving you. No one's on crack at the healing center. No one's running around looking like they have AIDS because they've done so many pills. No. It's a good place, guys. You come in, you get out, you do your thing. The Healing Center, guys, 1400 Needles Highway, Needles, California. You'll make history by saving some green. No gimmicks, no fancy shit, man. They just go in, you save money, you walk out with the best marijuana, and you still got money in your pocket, guys. It's inflation. We know what's going on out there. So they're working with you guys to keep it low, keep it go. They don't need to spend money on gimmicks. They're passing the savings on to you. So go on and check it out, guys. 1400 Needles Highway, Needles, California. Your number one cannabis superstore, guys, in all the land. In all the land. That's right, guys. We don't need to check it out. We know you'll do it for us. Just go where the weed is good and the bud tenders are fun people. Exactly. Exactly. In the spirit of Christmas, watch out, man. Watch out. Spirit Christmas is coming, guys. Oh, man, they announced that. Jeez Louise, man. They announced that. Everybody's crazy about Christmas spirit right now. All right, guys, today in history, Aunt B. Apparently, Aunt B had a birthday. Oh, no, that's Eleanor Roosevelt. Sorry. For birthdays, guys, Eleanor Roosevelt. God, she looks like Aunt B. Born October 11th, 1884. Unfortunately, died November 7th, 1962, 78 years old. That's a big bucket of win. Eleanor Roosevelt. Happy birthday, guys. American diplomat, humanitarian, and first lady. Big bucket of win. Speaking of big buckets of win, guys, the man they said could not replace Joe Montana, Steve Young, walked right into his shoes and outgrew him. Steve Young, American football player, 49ers guys, great football player. Joe Montana's replacement. 1957, Dawn French, Welsh actress, was born. 1942, Amit Bachchan was born, Indian actor. Bobby Charlton, British football player and manager, was born. And Elmore Leonard, American author, was born in 1925, guys. Featured event today is the opening of Second Vatican Council. The Second Vatican Council, announced by Pope John the 23rd in 1959, opened on this day in 1962, lasted 3 years, and remained a symbol of controversy to some of the church's readiness to adapt to modern life. Ooh. What do you guys think about this movie? The Conclave, I believe it's called. It's the Pope died, and it's about the actual politicking and different things to become Pope. Kind of interesting. I'm kind of interested to see how they tell that story. All right, guys. Today, Congress, the U.S. Congress passed a bill in 2002. Passed a bill by a wide margin granting U.S. President George W. Bush broad authority to use force against Iraq. Oh, man. Crazy. Yeah, a lot you could say about that one, but 2000, in a ceremony in London, the International Women of the Year Association awarded the title of the greatest woman achiever of the century to Russian cosmonaut Valentin V. Tervoskova, the first woman in space. 1991, during the confirmation hearings of Clarence Thomas, who had been nominated to the U.S. Supreme Court, American lawyer Anita Hill testified before Senate Judiciary Committee, accused him of sexual harassment. Her allegations polarized Americans, and Thomas as narrowly confirmed 52-48. I remember that. They still talk about that right now. So this latest deal with Biden, I forget what it was, but it was the Supreme Court weighed in, and basically Clarence Thomas kind of had his revenge and just kind of made it known that I run this shit. And there was something, I can't remember the exact thing, but it had to do with that. It had to do a lot with that. All right, guys. In 1984, American astronaut Catherine Sullivan became the first woman to walk in space. 1975, TV sketch comedy and variety show Saturday Night Live debuted on NBC and became a landmark in American television history. That's right, guys. They got the movie. The movie's hitting the theaters. The Nuclear Regulating Commission was established by President Gerald Ford to oversee civilian use of nuclear material in the United States. British musician John Lennon's Imagine was released as a single on an iconic song of hope and peace. It's arguably the best known work of his solo career. That was in 1971. 1958, the unnamed U.S. deep space probe Pioneer 1 was launched into lunar orbit. The film noir classic Laura, starring Gene Taranin and Dana Andrews, premiered in New York City. South African Boer War began between Great Britain and the two Boer Afrikaner republics, the South African Republic Transvaal and the Orange Free State. The Daughters of the American Revolution, DAR, was organized. Protest troops under Georg Donho were defeated by Roman Catholic troops at the Battle of Kepi during the Swiss Reformation in 1531. What's your favorite part of the Swiss Reformation, guys? Blow up, blow up those comments. Let me know. Let me know what your favorite comments were. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny. Totally looks like some evil empire movie. It totally does, man. Totally does. The Conclave. All right, guys, let's get into some Reddit action. That's right. We are looking at Halloween stories from Reddit, guys. That's right. We get the creepiest Halloween stories from Reddit, guys. You gotta love Reddit. I love the names of the people on here too. All right, guys. So we're getting into the meat and potatoes of the show, guys. We are getting into the scariest Halloween stories off of Reddit of all time, guys. All right, here we go. This first one is from Digsy. When I was about 13, my mom and dad invited invited round of our previous neighbors from the block of flats we lived in until I was 5 years old. Anyway, I'd be sent to bed, but I could still hear everyone talking about this and that until a woman's neighbor said, "Hey, Diggs' mom, do you remember when Diggs used to complain that there was someone in his room?" Well, there's a family that just moved in to the floor above who had a 3-year-old son. He's complaining of the same exact thing Diggs did. This creeped me out. I had no recollection of any of this. So the next day I asked my mom. Her first reaction was, "You don't remember?" Then she told me all about the weird stuff that used to happen. Footsteps up and down the hall. Shit going down like someone was holding a finger gently over the platter till it finally came to a stop. My mom said she snapped at this point, started shouting, "Will you leave us the fuck alone?" As soon as she said this, the record went straight back to playing normal, and we never had experience again. I've never experienced anything like that since. These days, I'm quite skeptical of stories, but I believe my mom. Strangest thing is how I found out about it from anyone else 10 years later experiencing something similar. So let's do this, guys. So mine wasn't a ghost. This is a real story. This isn't a Reddit story. This is a real story of the peeper. That's right, guys. I'm going to tell you this story. When I was about, 9, 7, about 7, probably like what's like second, third grade. That's like 7, 8 years old, right? Something like that. Apparently, like I remember to a degree. We had a peeper. We had a dude that would come to our house and he would stalk my mom. He would go as far as like taking swamp coolers apart so he could look in through the vents. Like he would call my mom and tell her like what color panties she was wearing. He would call my mom and tell her like he and basically tell her what story she read me for the night. I really like that story you read your son. Things like that. Like it got super creepy, man. Apparently, I'm the one who discovered the guy. I don't remember this at all. We just actually found out about it on just recently, April, when April met my mom. Somehow this story came out. So apparently, I wrote a story when I was a kid for school about how there was a man peeping in my window, and my mom wouldn't believe me, and she thought I was dreaming it or something. And then she saw the man, and then it became a thing. But yeah, he used to bring like soup bones over, a big fucking bones. He was a butcher at which was even worse, at a Smith's grocery store in Bullhead City. He was off, man. He had some mental issues. Um, he approached me one time. That's the only reason I even know who he was. We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, it got as bad as where like, dude, he was taking apart swamp coolers to look in. My dad would find sunflower seeds, like he was eating sunflower seeds, watching us like it was a TV show. In sixth grade, so I had to be like 12. So this is probably like a few years later. He tried to stop me. He was working at Smith's, and me and my buddies were, doing what kids do. Hey, you kid, come over here. And I was like, fuck you, weirdo. But didn't know who he was. And then I kind of placed it all together later on. But yeah, man, that was some scary shit. It still affects me to this day. Like I make sure windows are shut, doors are locked. I don't go anywhere without locking doors. I think the main thing that how it affected me is feeling powerless. Look at this. Did I just come up with the root of my anger issues? Was it the peeper this whole time? And I did, man. I felt powerless, especially when I became older. And I knew, man, if I had just been 16, 17, I could have took this dude. I could have protected the house. I could have made sure the dude wasn't peeping. You know what I mean? If I could have just been a little older, could have took care of my mom. You know what I mean? But I was just a kid, and so maybe that bugs me a little bit. I don't know. But that's my crazy story, guys. Let's get into a couple more here. This is from Dr. Ognopus. Dr. Ognopus. Okay, this is 100% true, even though most people I tell this to in real life don't believe me. When I was really little, my parents would let me stay up on the weekends and watch TV until I fell asleep. I really loved this at times, and I would stay up later than anyone else just because I could. Yeah, who doesn't love to do that as a kid? Well, one night I was almost asleep on the couch when I heard a noise off the front porch. It was the sound of our old fashioned porch swing moving back and forth. I was a little scared, so I crept towards the bay windows of my living room and peeked towards the porch. Sitting on the front porch was an older woman, probably in her 50s, wearing nothing but a nightgown covered in blood, holding a huge kitchen knife. I flipped out immediately and ran screaming in my parents' room, but was too terrified to form words. My parents saw I was upset, but when I finally was able to tell them what I saw, my dad got really angry and told me that it was just a dream and to go back to bed. I refused and kept crying, screaming until he had enough and scratched my arm and dragged me towards the front to prove there was nothing there. Oh, snatched. I'm like, dude, you're a little petty. If you're like, my dad scratched my arm 50 years later. He snatched my arm and dragged me to the door. Okay, I get that. I kicked and screamed all the way trying to make him stop, but he kept pulling me. Finally, we got to the door. He unlocked it, swung open. See, there's nothing. To this day, I've never seen the look of fear and shock that was on his face when that woman turned and stared at us both and slowly stood up with the knife. Holy shit. Could you imagine you're trying to teach your kid there ain't nothing out there and there's a fucking lady with a knife? My dad slammed the door shut and got my mom to call the police while he went to get his gun. He went back to the door with a 12 gauge and cracked the door open enough to stick the barrel out and asked her what she was doing and said, "Somebody killed my husband, but it wasn't me." My dad told her the police were coming and she freaked out, grabbed the knife, and walked away. The police found her 15 minutes later trying to break into one of our neighbors' houses. I never slept in the living room again. Oh, I forgot. After she left, my dad called and warned my crazy uncle who lived next door that was happening. Apparently, he was waiting on his front porch with his shotgun when he walked by. He pointed at her and said, "Just keep moving, bitch." I just talked to my mom, and she said that they never really found out the whole story, but apparently she was crazy and off her medication. Her and her husband got into a fight, and she tried to attack him with the knife, but didn't seriously hurt him. When he got out of the house, she cut herself with the knife, either trying to commit suicide or make it look like her husband did it. The police never talked to us about it, so it's just like we heard from the woman's neighbors. That's a crazy fucking story, man. That's a crazy story. Oh man. Let's see. This is a good one. This is from Lit Hodora. Lit Hodora says, when I was younger, we frequently visited my grandparents around the holidays, even though we didn't live in the same town. My aunt lived 2 houses down from my grandparents. The lady in the house between us was creepy. Yeah, that sounds normal. Like holidays, you go visit your mom, your grandma, and then your aunt lives nearby. Yeah, that's kind of how my family was. She was a large woman, over 6 feet. She wore logging chains around her neck, a dress, and work boots. The only time I remember seeing her outside was either in her garden in the back or when she was washing the outside of her house, scrubbing the actual building. She did this often. During these times, she would tell us kids and call us all kinds of things, yell at us kids and call us all kinds of things. You little bastards. She would tell us the devil would be coming for us. The adults told us to leave her alone and to avoid her. We would run the distance between my aunts and my grandparents because when you passed by, she was watching out the windows. It was creepy, and she never went. We never went alone. On Halloween, one of my cousins dared us to trick or treat her house. I remember how scared I was, but I didn't want to be chicken. Plus, I was going to with the group. One of us rang the bell, and there was a lot of banging noises in the house. Suddenly, the door is slamming. When she answered the door, she had she had a severed head in her hands, and we all went screaming. The adults told us it was a Halloween prop, and we knew we shouldn't have been bothering her and deserved to be scared. About a month later, my parents got a phone call that the lady tried to kill my aunt while she was bringing in groceries and my young cousin in her arms. The lady had one of them rope saws and had come up behind my aunt with it. She put it over her head and had her neck process the Oh man, proceeded the saw. My aunt naturally flipped and started kicking the door. My uncle came out and beat the lady down with a fire poker. The police investigation revealed the woman had been digging tunnels under her home, which were coming up under my aunts and grandparents and other neighbors' houses. She had been bringing the dirt and putting it in raised beds of the garden. She also had a shrine of some sorts underground, which had a few severed heads around it. My aunt survived, but by the way, a long scar across her neck. Holy shit. Man. While trick-or-treating, I was chased off by someone holding a real severed human head. That's just nuts. All right, guys, next up. Firstly, my wife is also a Redditor and has been severely traumatized by our recent experience. She does not like to talk about this, so to prevent anyone from sending her messages, this is a throwaway account. My wife and I buy our first house in February 2010. We immediately fell in love with it as soon as we laid our eyes on it. It had everything we wanted plus a few extras. For the first month, everything was great. Lots of painting and decorating, getting it just the way we wanted. Then weird things started to randomly happen. First, it was small things like the upstairs being moved, put in completely different rooms that they were belonged in. I chalked it up to my wife just forgetting to put things back where they belong. The house also started to creak pretty loud. This is a fairly new house, so I figured it was probably just settling. Most new houses tend to do. One day, my wife was preparing dinner in our kitchen. Our stairs sit right next to the kitchen entrance, so any noises upstairs were clearly audible into the kitchen. I turned off the water at the sink, and as soon as I did, we both heard a cough. We had no kids, and no one was visiting. The windows were all shut. The television was not on. This had to, This send the coldest chill down my spine, and I could feel the blood running out of my face. I look at my wife, and she too had gone pale and had this look of absolute fear. Someone was in our house, and they were upstairs. I quickly grabbed the sharpest knife I could find, and my wife called the police. I walked to the bottom of the steps and stood silently as I heard a loud pop and creak, just like the ones I had heard the house make previously. My hands were shaking. My wife was whispering to the 911 operator, telling them we think we have a robber in our home. The police arrive in minutes. Thankfully, they had been patrolling nearby. The officer walks up the stairs slowly, gun drawn. He calls out, "This is the police. Is anyone upstairs?" No response. I'm right behind him, walking up the stairs. We look into the first bedroom and closet, empty. No one in the half bath either. Last room in my office where I have my PC, no one in the room or closet. I felt the tension ease away, and I felt like a complete tool, making this officer search the house only to find nothing. We talk out of the room right above us. Creak. I just about shit bricks. My office closet. There's an attic access. The officer pulls the steps and again calls out, "Is there anyone upstairs? This is the police." No response. He turns his flashlight and peeks his head up. He finds a man in his 40s kneeling in the attic, looking dead at him, gun drawn. He tells the man to come out and put his hands behind his head. They arrest the man. He didn't say a word the whole time. He would not look anyone in the eye. He was scruffy looking, had dirty clothes on. Me and my wife were freaking out. I don't think either of us had fully gotten over it. After questioning the man at the police station, we found out he was a homeless man who had found refuge in the house while it was still on the market. He said the doors were unlocked, so he stayed there. Apparently, the realtor must have forgotten to lock the door after showing someone the house. He said that people would come to the house. He would hide on the second floor attic. We bought the house. This guy living in it for a month without us even knowing it. It really freaks me out just thinking about it. Holy shit. That's the one, man. That's the one. Woo. Hell no. Hell no is all I'm going to say on that one. Jesus, that's scary, man. Woo. On that note, guys, I'm going to let you go. Hey, there he is, Lonnie. Lonnie in the house. Glad to see you, Lonnie. We love you, buddy. We love you. The original Dankster. Na. Original Dankster. That's right. All right, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. On that note, check your attic, guys. Make sure there's no one up there living. It is Friday. All right, guys, we'll be back at 4:20. We'll be doing game night tomorrow night, guys. Another shotgun. Saturday night game night, guys. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. But today, guys, we got a 420 show. I'm going to try to do an unboxing for you guys. Maybe we'll do a giveaway. We'll start getting back into the Halloween thing, guys. So tune in at 410, guys. We're going to have a great 420 show strain review. And also go check out those wild weekly drops, the dailydank.com, guys. We'll be dropping them. But head on over to the Healing Center. You're going to save some green on some green, guys. All right, go check out all the animatronics we put in there, guys. It's going to be a great day. Go take care of one another. Go, be good to one another, guys. Be kind. Pay it forward. Let's make the difference out there, guys. You are loved and you are appreciated. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Thank you for being part of this Dank Nation family. We love you, and we'll see you guys on the flip side. All right, see you guys. Where's it at? See you guys.
Thank you for joining us on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. Broadcasting worldwide and brought to you by thedailydank.com. Check out our merchandise and amazing content. And follow us on all our social media. Now, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
All right. We'll see you guys. Have a great, blessed Friday. Go listen to that old man story. Hold the door open for the lady. Let's do this thing, guys. Let's change the world. It starts with you. Let's do it. See you guys.